Hey there guys, Frankomatic here, and this is Commando on the C64. I've already played through this game on the NES a few years ago. If you haven't seen that, feel free to check that out either now or after this video. Doesn't bother me either way. Or don't, that's fine too. But I thought I thought it might be fun to see how different one of the other ports, maybe some of, because there's a few versions of this, of Commando are. This is actually my second take since the first time there was no sound. I'm not sure why, but my sound settings on my recording software all reset to default, which doesn't work. So, there was some musing on my part for a while as to why this version in particular feels way harder to me. And I eventually figured it out. It will become apparent in the second stage if I manage to make it to this base sequence there. But the screen area you have to play in is incredibly compressed. And having much less room to move around in makes the game way, way harder. Also kind of annoying in this version, all your movement and your gun is controlled by the joystick, which makes sense. Throwing grenades is tied to the spacebar on the keyboard. Isn't that cool? Also, unlike the NES edition, I don't recall in the arcade the rocket guys can fire diagonally here. There is also one other glaring difference, but we may or may not get there, because I'm really bad at this part. This part is made excessively hard because they've halved the number of caves on the screen for dudes to pop out of, so everybody's right up in your face constantly. And also, they love to spam grenades, but okay, I made it. So you remember level 3, right? The village area? Lots of houses? Yeah, no, we're going right to stage 4. The game is lying right to your face. Stage 4, in this edition, is also just infested with rocket dudes. It's not really fun. But the secret is to play it like Commando and just run. Run forward. Never stop moving forward. They start far enough to one side or the other that, as long as you're kind of blitzing up the middle, they won't be able to get a bead on you. If anything stops you, though, you are screwed. Also, despite having no room to move around in, the enemies all come out like single file, so the last challenge here is basically a joke. That, mixed in with the extra lives every 10,000 points, makes the game a little on the easy side. The 1,300 and... the 139,000, sorry, 200 score down there is my high score from the first recording. And since I currently have 8 lives, well, I was gonna say I could probably beat that again fairly easily, but apparently I've decided to play really terribly now. There are a couple of other versions of this that I have sitting in my folder of C64 games, so I probably will not play this one all the way through. I mean, to the end of my lives. Because in theory, if you're not doing this and dying repeatedly, this game can essentially go on, like, forever. Because you get lives so quick. And I thought it might be kind of fun to do a double, or maybe a triple header, and see which C64 version seems like the best one. This is the disc version of the US release, I believe. In other news, I have officially started working again. Whoops, I got ran over by half a Jeep. I have officially started working again, so my video output is going to slow down a bit compared to how it's been. I apologize. But I will, as I always have, continue to put out some content for you guys as I have the time to do so, because I like y'all. As far as I can tell, the other difference, aside from losing a stage and getting extra lives constantly, and the smaller screen area, is that the secret rooms don't seem to exist in this version. I'm guessing disc limitations. Also, this version of the Commando theme isn't terrible, but man, it gets really grating when it's the only song and there's absolutely no sound effects. Aside from getting killed and blowing up pillboxes. And I guess setting the base on fire at the end. Oh dear, yeah, and it's glitchy as heck. You get half sprites constantly, pretty awful screen flicker and slowdowns at random. It doesn't even really seem like the slowdowns are actually tied to a number of sprites or anything, it just kinda happens, it's really odd. Well, looks like I'm not gonna beat that score. I'm gonna just lose all my lives here, which is usually where I tend to die if I'm going to. Nope, I made it. Maybe I will try and beat my score. If I do, I'll just suicide and we'll move on to the tape edition and see if it's any different. If it's not, I'll just move on to the European release and see if that's any different. Yeah, the secret to Commando is to never, ever stop blitzing if you want to try practicing getting good at this game for yourself. The game will do its dangdest to make sure that you have to stop. This one's not doing a great job. The game's usually, like, flooding enemies all over the place. But that's a trick. Do not do what it's trying to get you to do, because that will almost always get you killed. There are some rare occasions where you might want to slow down a little bit, usually when jeeps and things are going to spawn in to try to run you over, because those are generally set to pop up a bit ahead of where you are, and if you're running constantly and not in the right area, they will just smack you. But 9 times out of 10, just running forward and taking care of the guys that are immediately in your path is what you want to be doing. Also, not get hung up on the scenery helps. Alright, looks like I did it. Kill me. Kill me 6 frickin' times, god. Yeah, since it's been a while since I uploaded one, I figure maybe uploading a slightly longer video this time would make up for the fact. Alright, let's put in an appropriate name. There we go. Alright. So that's the disc version. Let's check out one of the other ones. Let's check out the tape edition and see if it's any different. I'll leave in the loading. Oh, Commando 2. The sequel. The unofficial sequel, probably. Unless this is secretly Bionic Commando, in which case I'm going to be very confused. I could warp speed us through this load. In fact, I think I will. There we go. Second version of the famous hit game, Commando. Capcom. Protect your Oh, that's supposed to be... Hey, yeah, whatever. We cracked your crap. Here it is. Nope. Here it is. Okay, this is different. The graphics are weird. Spacebar is still grenades, that's annoying. This actually feels a lot like it's just a ROM hack. And in fact, I think it basically is. Someone just cracked it and changed things a little bit to make it like their version. Which is hilarious to me. Oh my god, they put a wall here. Why would you do this? This is the worst. Who would think... Oh god. I really hope that recentered properly. I apologize if it's like partially off screen now. I might not even be able to make it through level 1 of this, because this is a miserable decision. If I die in level 1, I'll give it another try, but oh wow. Oh wow. And then he just runs right over the wall. Good. Great. This is terrible. Oh, yep, good. Make these, trenches with their infamously, iffy hit detection. Span the entire screen. Okay, yeah, that's miserable. That is terrible. And I almost got the top score, even though I only made it to, like, 1 1/10 of a stage in. DSE, I'm not sure who you are, but wow. This is crap. Let's check out the third Commando edition I've got, which I think is the European release. Or it's not Commando at all. The heck is... Wait, what? Oh my god. It's a slot machine. Yeah, it's just a slot machine. Holy crap. Well, this seems appropriate. I'm gonna end this video and ponder my life decisions a little bit. Later, guys.